Good morning, all of you. Today, our topic is diffraction. What is the definition of diffraction? The bending of light into the geometrical shadow, like this. This is a light ray. Okay, light ray is passing through the fine edge obstacle. This is the fine edge obstacle. When the light passes through the fine edge obstacles, what is observed? It is slightly bending into the geometrical shadow. This is called geometrical shadow of this object when light is focused. Like take a torchlight and throw the light onto this. Then we will observe right side some dark region. That we call it as geometrical shadow of this obstacle. But there are two concepts: ray behavior of light, wave behavior of light. According to ray behavior, what the ray will do, it will go simply straight like this. It will go simply straight, and this total should be what? Dark, if it is behaving like a ray. But what is observed, the light is bending slightly into the geometrical shadow of this obstacle. So this region is dark, this region is bright region, and this region is dark region. So from these two observations, what should we consider? Whether it is ray behavior of light or wave behavior of light. Those two questions. Diffraction can be understood based on which behavior, ray or wave behavior. So simply speaking, we can say clearly it is wave phenomena, because wave only will bend, ray will go simply straight. So diffraction is simply called as what? Wave phenomena, or it is the wave nature. Next thing is diffraction possibility. Under what conditions diffraction is possible? Here, if you look at this, this is an opening, and this is, for example, cardboard sheet. If you make a small hole, then that is called as aperture or slit. Then this width we call it as A. A name is slit width. Here it is shown. Okay. So this small opening is called as slit, and this width we call it as slit width, indicated by A. Now, under what condition diffraction effects are possible? A, slit width should be comparable to wavelength. Then under this condition, diffraction is observable. But diffraction is observable by which type of waves? Example, light waves, they will undergo diffraction. Next, sound waves. Next, water waves. Example, a person sitting in a room corner can listen to sound. Okay. Then how can we understand this? When for some person is talking outside the room, then in this room, everyone who are sitting can listen to the sound coming from the outside room, through which it will be entering through the door. When the door is open, door is acting like slit to the sound wave. Sound waves are actually what? Long wavelength. The wavelength of the sound will be comparable to what? Slit width. Then there will be bending like this. There will be bending. So here is the room corner. So person sitting in the room corner can listen to the sound wave which is coming from the outside of the room. This listening possibility is due to only diffraction. But if you throw the light from outside the room through the door, then the light will simply go straight through the door opening and give the bright spot on the opposite wall. But it will not be bending to the right side corner of the room. Okay, because reason is the wavelength of light is lambda. Wavelength of light is very much smaller than door opening, that is a slit width. So in the daily life, diffraction due to light waves is not observable. Okay, when do we can observe that? Means if you use two fingers, two thumbs, and keep join them, then you can see small gap through this two thumbs. That small gap is acting like the slit width. And if you see some light source which is far from us, then you can see diffraction effects. That means a bright fringe, a dark fringe, alternate bright fringes and the dark fringes. That means what is the condition required? A must be comparable to lambda. This is a condition required for observation of the diffraction. Now next, coming to water waves. If most of us observed this effect in the nearby opening of a tanks or opening of the water storage. Okay, so when water waves are moving and they are entering through this gap, then they will be bending up the water waves like this. So here you can observe bright fringe and next bright fringe, next bright fringe like this. So this is, that means water waves are also undergoing what? Diffraction effect. So next thing is, next our topic is diffraction due to single slit. We are taking single slit, that means only one opening is there. Single slit we have taken. We are taking the plane wavefront. Plane wavefront is passing through the single slit, and in between here we keep a lens to decrease the screen separation from the source, because we are taking the parallel beam of light. Okay, parallel beam will meet at infinity. Okay, so we are keeping a lens to focus them onto the screen within short distance. Then here look at this. As all these are parallel beams, phase difference will be what? Same. So as all are meeting at the middle point, all are overlapping in the same phase. So we will be getting here bright fringe. Central bright fringe will be observed. So the central bright fringe is observed because of what reason? Phase difference is what? Maintained constant, and it is what? 0 or 2 pi, 4 pi, like that. Theta nearly equal to theta. So A sin theta will become A theta. Now let us look at the interference condition. In interference we derive the condition for what? Maxima, that is bright fringe. What we got there? A theta is equal to n lambda. This is a condition for what? Bright fringe. But let us see here in the diffraction pattern whether it supports for bright fringe or dark fringe. How to decide? If it is supporting bright fringe condition, then phase difference must be equal to what? 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, like that. If it is supporting dark fringe condition, phase difference should be pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, like that. So let us see now how can we justify this condition as dark fringe or minimum. First let us take single slit, divide the slit A into two equal parts, A by 2, A by 2. Now same procedure like this. Draw right angle triangle here, and the path reference is, now this is A by 2 into sin theta. So what is the path reference? A by 2 sin theta is equals to what? Sin theta nearly equal to theta, so then A theta by 2. But in this condition we are taking n is equal to 1. N equal to 1 means first fringe we are taking. N equal to 1. When substitute n equal to 1, A theta is equal to lambda. So substitute the A theta is equal to lambda in this part. So from 4 and 5, path difference, this path difference is equal to A theta by 2, but A theta is equal to lambda. So lambda by 2. Lambda by 2 gives how much phase difference? That is pi phase difference, because lambda gives 2 pi. One wavelength gives 2 pi. Now 2 pi by 2 gives pi. What does it mean? At this angle, theta is equal to lambda by A. We started from that. Theta is equal to lambda by A at this angle, like this. Theta equal to lambda by A. What it is giving? How much phase difference? Pi. That means these two are overlapping at this point with how much phase difference? Pi. Pi means what? Destructive interference. completely opposite overlapping like this. This is the pi phase difference. Then it gives cancellation of two intensities A plus A minus A gives 0. That means it is giving this at this angle we are getting the dark fringe because complete intensity is 0. So similarly, let us take the next case also. If n is equal to 2, then what we get? N equal to 2, then here A theta is equal to n lambda, substitute n equal to 2. Then we get A theta is equal to 2 lambda, then theta is 2 lambda by A. Now this is our new angle. Okay, first angle is lambda by A, second angle is 2 lambda by A. Then we are taking again the same single slit, but we are dividing the slit into 4 equal parts. Then A by 4, A by 4, A by 4, A by 4. Total is A. Now same procedure again. This path difference is how much? Again the same procedure. We take the right angle triangle. Then this path difference will become A by 4 sin theta. Sin theta nearly equal to theta. So A theta by 4. But what is A theta? 2 lambda. So from these two equations, substituting 2 lambda here, 2 lambda by 4 is equals to lambda by 2. Again we are getting same phase difference, same result. What is our conclusion again here? Just like this point. Look at this once. A by 2 is this 2 are giving pi phase difference. That means these two are cancelling each other. 0 intensity. Now similarly, take these two. Equal separation, A by 2 separation. 2. These two. Like this. All the waves which are coming from the different sources are overlapping here with how much phase difference? Pi. So this condition theta equal lambda by A is giving 0 intensity. That means at this point dark fringe appears at this theta. And similarly, when we divide the slit into 4 equal parts, we are also getting again the same condition. So we can now generalize this. How to generalize this? For n equal to 3, 4, 5 like that. Okay. So as we go on generalize this, A theta is equal to n lambda for n equal to plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2, okay, is giving pi phase difference every time. So this is now condition for what? Dark fringe in diffraction pattern, whereas in interference pattern this was the condition for what? Bright fringe. Okay, condition for maxima or bright fringe. A sin theta is equals to A theta. Now this is equal to n plus half into lambda, where n is plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 and so on. This was the condition for dark fringe in interference pattern. Now let us see here, it will give whether dark fringe or bright fringe in the diffraction pattern. First let us take n is equal to 1. So substitute 1 here, 1 plus half into lambda is equal to 2 plus 1 by 2, 3 lambda by 2. So this is the path difference. Now let us take the slit width A and divide the slit into 3 equal parts to get this path difference 3 lambda by 2. So first let us take first two slits. A by 3 plus A by 3 is 2A by 3 into theta. This is again path difference. So from these two, substitute A theta is equal to this in this condition. So we will be getting lambda. Lambda is giving how much phase difference? 2 pi. That means from the two parts we are getting the bright fringe condition. That means this is acting like bright fringe condition in the diffraction pattern, whereas in interference it was giving the dark fringe. Now let us see in some more detail. If you consider only first 1/3 of the slit, that is A by 3 theta is path difference. A theta is how much? Here A theta is 3 lambda by 2, substituting here. Then 3 getting cancelled, lambda by 2 giving pi phase difference. Pi phase difference means these two are overlapping in the out of phase. That means at this point these two contribution gives dark fringe. So now let us take first two parts in observation. These two with phase difference pi and next two pi like this. Next two up to this. So these two parts are overlapping with phase difference of how much? Pi. So these two contribution is getting cancelled at this point P. Now what is the remaining part? A by 3. This A by 3 is the remaining part which is not interacted with the upper two parts. So A by 3 is remaining part. This A by 3 remaining part contribution at point P is giving some intensity. So we are getting here bright fringe only, but which contribution? 1/3 of the slit only, because other two will get cancelled. Now remaining part is only 1/3 of the slit. So clearly compared to the total slit contribution at the central fringe, A by 3rd, that means in the total 1/3 contribution is appearing here. So this contribution is having low intensity clearly compared to central bright fringe. So at the central fringe, at the center, bright fringe appears with a high intensity. Above and below we will get another bright fringe with a relatively low intensity compared to central bright fringe. Next, if you take n is equal to 2, then substitute n equal to 2 in this condition. 2 plus 1 by 2 is giving 5 by 2 lambda. Now divide the slit, single slit into 5 equal parts. Then each part will become A by 5. So A by the path difference will become now here. This is A by 5 theta. So A by 5 theta. So A theta is equal to how much? 5 lambda by 2. Substitute in this condition. 5 get cancelled. Lambda by 2 gives again pi phase difference. That means these two are overlapping with pi phase difference. That means these two will get cancelled at this point. So intensity here due to these two contribution is 0. Similarly, now next two, next like this. So these two are getting cancelled. Now similarly these two getting cancelled. Now what is remaining here? Only A by 5. So here at the point P, by this whatever the intensity coming is appearing at the point P. So previously what was the intensity giving slit? Only 1/3 of the slit. Here how much part? 1/5. Next comes 1/7 part. Like this. What is decreasing here? Contributing part for the bright fringe is decreasing. So intensity is slowly decreasing as we move away from the central bright fringe, up and down. So in this way we will say that this condition is giving the bright fringe, but regularly with decreasing intensity as the angle increases. So we write that in diffraction intensity decreases as n value is increasing. We wrote already bright fringe condition is A theta is equal to n plus half lambda, and we also proved A theta is equal to n lambda condition for dark fringe in diffraction pattern. Differences between interference and diffraction. So intensity of fringes are having the equal width and equal intensity. Fringe width also equal here, but whereas in diffraction pattern, look at this. So here fringes are having the equal width and intensities are also same. So we are getting the amplitude is same as the central bright fringe. Whereas in the case of diffraction pattern, intensity of fringes is going on decreasing as we move away from the central bright fringe. This is the central bright fringe with high intensity and high width. But if you look at the above and below ones, intensity goes on decreases slowly. Already we understood this based on the 1/3 part is giving contribution, 1/5 is giving contribution. So intensity is going on decreasing, and this is the amplitude representation. So this is having central fringe is having highest amplitude, and slowly amplitude is goes on decreasing. Next difference. Interference is due to overlapping of two waves coming from the S1 source and S2 source at point P. This can be any point. But whereas diffraction is overlapping due to source of secondary wavelets. Each point on wavefront is acting like source. We are taking so many sources, and from all these sources, all the waves are coming and meeting at some point P. Then at that point P, depending on the condition, we are getting either bright fringe or dark fringe. So simply we can say diffraction is due to overlapping of waves coming from many sources. But in interference it is only two sources. What is the condition for bright fringe? N lambda, and dark fringe n plus half lambda, whereas A theta is the path difference. In the diffraction, if you observe, these two conditions are giving opposite result. This condition is giving dark fringe, and this condition is giving the bright fringe. That is the one important difference we have to note. Next, D is separation between two slits or sources, where A is slit width. Okay, slit width. Now if this ratio is becoming very large, what is the meaning of very large? A is becoming very small, like this. This is becoming very small. Around how much? 0.1 millimeter or 0.2 millimeter, whereas D is around 1 millimeter. So if you compare these two, we can write here A is 1/10th of D. So here if you use the condition A is very much smaller than the D, then we can get which pattern? That is, we will be getting interference pattern. Okay, in this condition interference pattern is observed. Next, size of the central bright maxima of diffraction pattern. Okay, so here again we are drawing the diagram. Parallel rays are passed through a lens. Then if focal length is small of the lens, then what will happen? These rays, parallel rays, will converge at a small distance. If focal length is more, then the same parallel rays will converge at a long distance. So what is the size of central bright maximum? This one. What is the size of this central bright maximum? We know that first condition for here A theta is equal to lambda. Okay, so at this theta, lambda by A, we are getting the what? Here at theta is equal to lambda by A, we will be getting first dark fringe. Now here also same, we will be getting first dark fringe. First dark fringe. Between the two dark fringes, which are first dark fringes, we will be having the central bright fringe. So what is the size of central bright fringe when we place the lens of focal length f in the path of the rays? That is, we know that from this condition, okay, theta is equal to what? Lambda by A. Without lens, theta is equal to lambda by A. When we place the lens, what happens? These are all converged to the point P. Okay, so then as f decreases, then theta also what? Decreases. Okay, converging at a short distance. So theta will become now f times of lambda by A. So this is the theta, which is giving the half of the width of the central bright fringe. If you want a full, then it will be 2 theta. That is 2f lambda by a. This is the size of the central bright fringe. Observing single slit diffraction with available objects. Consider a light bulb with filament bulb or any bulb. To take 2 blades, keep them parallel to each other like this, keep them parallel to each other with a small gap. So that gap is acting like the slit for the light waves to pass through the gap, and it is finite obstacle, so they will be bending up the light into the geometrical shadow of these 2 blades, and this is a slit width A. Here we are keeping the lens. This is here we are standing here and we are holding the 2 blades or 2 thumbs like this, and here is the source. So now like this, source, light source here, 2 blades or 2 thumbs, and here we are observing this is eye lens. Okay, then diffraction pattern is appearing like this on the screen. You can observe clearly the pattern of the diffraction intensity is not equal, fringe width is goes on decreasing. All this you can observe easily. Next, don't use direct sunlight as the source, because sunlight is having high intensity, it can cause damage to our eye. Just use reflection of sunlight. For example, reflection of sun from objects like water surfaces or some spherical objects like bells, cycle bell, like that. Resolving power of optical instruments. Optical instruments already we studied telescope and microscope. What is the purpose of telescope? To see the far objects which are not clearly visible. Those can be seen very clearly at nearer to our eye by using the telescope. In this, major role is played by objective lens of the telescope. Telescope is having the role of resolving to, or it is also called as resolution of the telescope. So now let us derive the expression for the what is the resolving capacity of the telescope. Here star is present, lens is taken of diameter 2a, whereas radius is a. Now diffraction pattern is observed here, and this is the central bright fringe. Its radius is r0. So detailed analysis from the experimental observation and the theoretical calculations is taken directly. That this theta, okay, in this right angle triangle OCA, in this right angle triangle, making an angle theta, so that the theta will be 1.22 lambda by d. What is the d? D is the diameter. Diameter is inversely proportional to theta. That means if diameter is increasing, that means objective lens size is increasing, then theta will be small. Okay. Now it is proportional to wavelength. As the wavelength increases, theta also increases. Next, from this right angle triangle, if you take arc length, S is equal to R. R is F. Angle is theta. So S is equal to R theta. S is R0 and R is F. Theta is same. So substitute the theta here in this. Then it will become 1.22 lambda F by D. So where D is what? Diameter 2a. Substitute, then we will get this expression 0.61 lambda F by A. So A is inversely proportional to what? Radius of the central fringe. As A increases, radius decreases. So we can write clearly. So I am taking now this as delta theta, small angle. Okay. Delta 1.22 lambda by D. D is equal to 2a. Substitute here. Then 1.22 by 2 gives 0.61 lambda by A. So this is theta, which is indicating the resolving capacity. So if theta is very small, okay, that is possible when A is very large, then resolving power of the telescope is good. That means theta is becoming very small means it is able to separate very close objects. As theta becoming very small, telescope is resolving more better. That's why this is based on the theta we can understand resolving capacity of the telescope. For better resolving power of telescope, we will be using objective lens of highest diameter. Objective lens is giving the resolving of two stars or two objects, but the eyepiece which is near to our eye in the telescope has no effect on this resolving the two objects. Total resolving nature is done only by the objective lens. Now we discuss about the microscope. What is the purpose of microscope? To see smaller objects in magnified view or larger size. What is a microscope do? It will magnify the objects. That means if you take a small insect, if you see it under the microscope, it will be appeared in the larger size. That is called magnification. So here let us derive the expression for what is the minimum separation required to be resolved by a microscope. Okay. So first, this is objective lens we are taking. Two points we are taking on of the particular object with small separation d1. Now these are passing through the lens and giving the two diffraction patterns of two objects. Okay. Now this is a diffraction pattern of 1 and this is a diffraction pattern of the 2. The separation between the two peaks after resolved is d2. Before is d1. This is the diameter of the objective lens. Diameter is equal to 2a, where a is the radius. Now in this, if you take the right angle triangle, it is making an angle beta, and here this triangle is making angle theta. From the object to lens, it is focal length and it is equal to object distance. That means object is kept at focal length distance. The distance between the screen and the lens is image distance v, that is equal to L, and here it is, when we take the arc length, it is taken as radius. Now what is the magnification formula? Image distance by object distance, or image height by object height. From the triangle OAB, we can write sin theta is equals to tan beta is equals to opposite, that is A or d by 2 by f. Okay. Tan beta is equal to, tan beta is approximately equal to sin beta, because beta is very small angle. So we are equating the two. So from this 2 we can write f is equals to d by 2 sin beta. F equal d by 2 sin beta. This is equation 2. From this triangle BDF, arc length S is equal to R into theta. So what is S here? D2. R is L, theta is theta. So what is the theta? From the previous topic, we took the theta as what? 1.22 lambda by D. So after substitution, we can write L is image distance is equals to D into D2 by 1.22 lambda. Now let us find the expression for D1. So let us take magnification formula. V by U. V is L, U is F. Substitute the L and F. L and F are substituted. Okay. So, okay, we are taking F now as it is. What is the magnification formula? Other formula D2 by D1. D2 by D1, we require D1. So, D1 is equal to D2 by magnification. From 4 and 5, let us take these two. D2 is as it is, and this is magnification. We are substituting here. D2 get cancelled. Then remaining is D1 is equals to, this goes to numerator 1.22 lambda D by F. D by F. From this 2, we can write sin beta is equals to D by 2F. D by 2F. Now we require D by F. D by F is equals to 2 sin beta. 2 sin beta. Substitute in this, then we will get D minimum is equal to D1 is equals to 1.22 lambda by 2 sin beta. Here, first, in this gap between object and lens, air is present. So, refractive index is 1. If you take some oil, then generally we take oil of refractive index N, which is equal to refractive index of lens. So, oil and lens are having the same refractive index. So, if you take oil as a medium between object and objective lens, then it will be substituted with extra refractive index. So, the final result is D minimum is equal to 1.22 lambda by 2n sin beta, where D minimum is proportional to 1 by n. Here one thing is, sin theta is having the maximum value is 1. It is limited. And refractive index is also having some limitation. And other thing is what? Wavelength. So, to increase to decrease the minimum value, D minimum, lambda should be taken care much. That means lambda should be less. Okay. So, as these two are proportional, if lambda is less, then this microscope can resolve smaller points with a smaller separation. Other way is increasing the refractive index. To increase if you increase the refractive index, D minimum will be small. That means microscope is resolving very smaller parts. Okay, that is having the more ability. So that is D minimum is proportional to 1 by n. From the last step, D minimum we got it as 1.22 lambda by 2n sin beta, where n sin beta is called numerical aperture. That means the aperture size or lens size, that is numerical aperture, we call it as n value increases, numerical aperture also increases. Resolving power of microscope is given by reciprocal of D minimum of 2 points seen as distinct. Distinct means what? Clearly. Okay. So, resolving power is proportional to 1 by D minimum. If D minimum is small, then resolving power of microscope is high. That means it is better instrument. What the conclusion is? Telescope resolves and microscope magnified. So, we should not get confused between telescope and microscope purpose. Okay. Now, coming to validity of ray optics and Fresnel distance. What is Fresnel distance? Let us understand now. Here, at what condition ray optics is valid? At what condition wave optics is valid? So, we are taking again the same single slit. We are taking LP path length, MP path length. Between these two, path difference is A theta, that is equal to n lambda. So, we are taking first dark fringe condition. Okay. So, theta is equal to what? Lambda by A. Now, this is the screen. Okay. So, this screen is taken close and now we are moving it away. As we move it away, what is happening? If the screen is here, then two will be overlapping like this. Then this gap is what? Small. As the ZF increases, then this width also goes on increasing. So we write here, as ZF increases, fringe width also increases, but how many times? That means these many times, ZF many times. So now let us take the fringe width as now lambda by A into the screen separation, ZF. Now this is important condition. It is an interesting question to see. What the question is, at what value of ZF fringe width here is equal to or comparable to slit width. This slit width, both are comparable like this. So comparable means what? Equal. So now slit width is equal to width of the fringe. So from that we can cross multiply A into A square divided by lambda is ZF. So ZF is nearly equal to A square by lambda. Now in this we can take case 1, case 2. So what is the case 1? If Z is less than Fresnel distance, then spreading is very small. That means if spreading is small means diffraction effect is not prominent. If Z is very much greater than ZF, then spreading is very high due to diffraction. That means in this condition diffraction dominates, here ray optics dominates. So this is a condition for, this is a critical condition for validity of ray optics or wave optics. Thank you.